Hi, my name is Al Green. Not that one, but the struggling guy who was in the music industry for years trying to sell talent and songs to agents. The agents befriended me and taught me techniques that I want to pass on to you through my program, which is called You Can Talk, You Can Sell. Anyone who has ever taken this program has excelled in selling and either risen to the top of their company, their team, or the top of their field. It's called You Can Talk, You Can Sell, and you can get it right here. One of the things I wanted to bring you today is one of the top techniques that major salespeople use. And it might sound a little strange, but if you have heard the story of how a hunter is supposed to feed himself first before he feeds his family. And the reason why is he has to take care of himself so he can continue to go out there into the forest or the jungle and trap the food that he can bring home to feed his family with. And if he doesn't take care of himself, his family isn't going to eat. When you're a salesperson, most of the top people, and I always recommend, what you need to do is get a job where you have a commission. If you're working sales by the hour, my suggestion is not such a great way to make money and be a top salesperson. What you want is a job that's going to reward you by you producing more sales. And that's done by a commission job. Any commission job, and I've worked a lot of them, are jobs where you might make a base salary, but you might get expenses, but you're usually paid something that will give you a commission at the end of the month. And something that I learned years ago from one of the best salesmen is once you get that commission check, you've got to treat yourself to something, anything. In my day, it was buying a brand new CD every week for new music to listen to. To some other people, it's things like books. Other people, it's small pieces of jewelry. And of course, I would always buy gifts for my wife and my children. But at the same time, I made sure that I took a little bit out of that commission besides tithing. And I bought myself a little something kind of like a reward because it makes it enjoyable and it makes you feel like you're rewarding yourself for the work you do, because it's a lot to go out there and face the world with just your voice and just your character, and to get in front of people and actually make sales. Do you know how many thousands of people in every city don't want to work sales? They just don't want to do it. It's like, what are you afraid of? There's not going to be any monsters that are going to bite your hands off if you go take a job in sales. They don't want to do it. They don't want to have to talk. They think it means that they have to talk people into things, and there's a lot of negotiating, which is not always the case. The real fact is, what you must know is that basically in the six-figure selling system that I've developed for coaches who need to develop teams and for salespeople and entrepreneurs that need to increase their sales by a large amount, at least 10 times, so they can appreciate making a better income from their selling efforts. And there's thousands of jobs out there for people, no matter what. You could pick so many industries, especially since right now in this day and age, industries are expanding and people are getting to the point to where companies need to find people that could take those internet sales away and sell them in person. That could get people from ordering online and over the phone and deal with a person in person, because when a person deals with a customer, they add value, whether it's extra time or answering questions or showing them how to navigate through the difficult questions that you might have when you call the company. And one of the things that was advertised that became a popular item was, don't sit on hold waiting for an operator, call me directly. I will talk to you, and if I don't pick up, I'll call you right back, but you won't be sitting there listening to some music for 15 minutes, which happens because people would call me telling me they had to call this national hotline, and they'd sit on hold for 40 minutes. And I know I've done it myself. We've probably all done it. The person who is there in front of them, face to face, is the one that is the spokesman for the company. Now you go out there and you produce and you actually hit good numbers. Don't you deserve a reward? Absolutely you do. And I'm not saying going out there and buying yourself a brand new Tesla or buying a new house or buying something extravagant, just something little that makes you feel good. In my case, it was a new music album by whatever groups were out there, something to listen to in the car. Or maybe it was a movie to take home, but something that said, look, I made some extra money, I beat my budget, now I want something for it. And I'm not selfish, but I'd buy something little, doesn't have to be pricey. There's lots of gifts on Amazon you can get for under $10 that are really cool. Or I'd buy myself a new pen. Or sometimes I bought myself an extravagant pen so I'd have something really neat to write with so I could tell my customers, here, use this pen. And they'd pick it up and go, this is really cool. And once in a great while, I might give that pen away too. But still, rewarding yourself is a way of validating your job and making you feel good. Because the people that are successful are the ones that don't feel that their job is drudgery, but they feel that working in sales is a good thing and that they're absolutely lucky to be able to do it. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to be the lucky person who's able to do this, not the person who's struggling. And in the six-figure selling system, you're going to learn not to struggle. You're going to learn how to sell in such a way that feels natural to you, and it's going to be your own way. It's not going to be my way. It's going to be developing you and your talent, because everyone has a talent that could be developed. The techniques that I'm bringing to the coaches helps them build their teams, because when I talk to coaches, the biggest problem they have is they might have 10 people on the team, but there's always a couple of people straggling or struggling, and they make it difficult for themselves, and they don't know how to motivate them. So how do you motivate people? That's something you might want to know. If you're a salesperson or a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you want to get your sales up so that you can have a very good competitive footprint in the marketplace, you're going to want to know how to build your business. A lot of people open up brick and mortar and they expect foot traffic to come by. Well, then if that's the case, it's based on location. But how about reputation instead of location? How about word of mouth? For example, there was a clothier that I found recently that was referred to me. And I went in and I found this business owner who really took care of me. And I got to buy all kinds of new clothes that were phenomenal, stuff I had never seen before. I've worn it here a few times. But the fact is that I also made a friend because I visited often enough to know who to call. So when I want something new, where do you think I go? I go back to this customer of mine. He was a customer of mine, and he turned me into a customer of his. But I go back to him, and now he has a good customer that's loyal and is going to return business. So he's not going to sell me the same shirt over and over. He's not going to sell me the same jacket over and over. He is going to sell me something new, or I'm going to look at something new hanging or something in his catalog. I see something on a hanger, and I go, this is really cool. What is it? And he makes me a deal. And it's not cheap because I buy quality. But the fact is that he developed me because he treated me like I was somebody that could be his friend. And as a result, I got friendly with him. That's one of the simple techniques. I didn't train this guy at all. He just did this organically, meaning on his own. You too can be that kind of a person, no matter what you're selling. Is there repeat business? There is in many businesses, there's repeat business. Not in every single business, but in a lot of businesses, there is repeat business. And repeat business means upsell. So I go to buy an imported jacket that was very expensive. And while I was there, I saw another one in a different color. And I thought, I don't have that color. It was this beautiful jacket. I said, how long will it take to get it? Well, unfortunately, we have a supply chain problem right now. It's taken a while, but I'm not going to look for that jacket from anybody else. I'm going to stay with my friend because he's always taken care of me. As a result, when I would develop a customer, I want them to stay with me. I want them to know that I will deliver to them whatever it takes to make them feel good about doing business with me and my company so that my competitor loses out. Because quite frankly, even though I'm friends with my competitor, He doesn't care how much business I do, and I really don't care how much he does. But what I do is I reward myself. Even if it's just a small meal at a restaurant that I want to have, or a dessert, whatever it might be. I'm not really eating that many desserts anymore, but that's something I could do. You can do that. You can stop on the way home from work and pick yourself up something that you want. It's a lot of fun. It's enjoyable, and it makes it worthwhile because your job is what's bringing that to you. Your job, the work that you are doing, not the work that I'm telling you to do, but the work that you are doing. Wouldn't you like to find the best way to develop yourself to be the best you that you've ever been? That's exactly what's being taught in my system, the six-figure selling system. And there's going to be a webinar coming up with a workshop very soon. I want you to join me, so stay tuned, and we'll get there.